their director, and joins me in the studio. Hello, Ruby.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's absolutely, it's lovely to have you in. And we were talking about this yesterday, and in my head I was thinking that you were taking a play to the Southbank Centre, and I was thinking, gosh, so they're going to be living in London for 5 months, and I was thinking, how?
Well, we are a theatre company, so you'd be understood for making that mistake.
Where are they going to stay? Who's paying for this? And then I realised it's an installation that you're taking, so you're not going to be with the installation for the whole time, but you
set it up, and now it flies by itself. Basically, the audience become the show. They are the actors, the creators, the ones that use your imagination. So it's a play installation. It's not a theatre show, but it does take a lot of our learnings and expertise in making theatre, and we've applied it to this. So it's like an hour-long experience where the audience enter like a cinema room, and they get a briefing, and then they go into this installation, and they can choose what adventure they want to have in that installation. And if it's completely open-ended, they can do whatever they like. And this, it's all been sort of created for the audience to be the stars, as it were, as opposed to us actors performing to an audience. They get to kind of make their own adventure and their own story in the experience.
So the installation will be in the Southbank Centre. So once you're in the centre, you would then go in. So you're walking into the installation.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah, it's like a 40-metre play installation.
Right.
And it's all built out of waste recycled materials, mostly from theatre, from our links to theatre industry, but also from fashion shows, from industry, some local stuff, some stuff from London. And we've actually got, really weirdly, we also have some blocks that we used in David and Victoria Beckham's wedding in the 90s. They're just in storage and not being used by this set builders, this events company.
Yeah.
And they just gave us loads and loads and loads of materials, which was at first really exciting to get all this amazing objects and materials that we could use for play.
Yeah.
But then actually it also was a bit depressing about the amount of stuff that is just either going to go in the bin or just be left to rot. So the vision was like, okay, we want to get people creating, get people playing and using their imaginations, and then we've got loads of stuff and waste things. So how can these two things meet? And that's where this play installation replay came from.
So when you walk into the installation, what do you see?
Yeah, okay, so it's again, because we're a theatre company, we've got a bit of a theatrical surprise. So I probably shouldn't reveal this, but I want to tell you all about it, and so I'll do it. So you walk in, it looks like a cinema room. Yeah. We've actually got all red carpet from the actual BAFTAs in there. It's just going to go in the bin. And so you sit on these and you watch this little film about where all this waste material came from, but the film is like a gauze, which is like a two-way gauze. So halfway through it like reveals that it's actually a door to this 40-metre room where there's loads of materials and objects, and what it looks like is like an explosion of colour. So there's all like abstract shapes that have all been themed in different colours, so it looks really neat and organised, but it also looks really inviting and exciting. And our designer Ruta Ubite is just got such attention to detail. So all these materials were waste, but you would never know. They're like absolutely beautiful and incredible objects, but the idea is they're open-ended, so it's not like there's a pirate ship or there's a dragon or something. It's all just like shapes, abstract shapes, so that you can use it as a pirate ship if you want, or you can use it as a sword, or you can create your own story. It's not like given to children, because I think we do that a lot. We tell children what something is.
Yes.
But children know way more than us adults, and are way more inventive and creative. So this is kind of to platform that, to like let the children create their own stuff, and like allow the adults and parents in the space to follow along with them.
Okay, so you watch the film, then you realise it's a door. You walk through the door, and then it's over to you. Basically,
45 minutes of just explore, play. But as I said, it's massive. It's like really big.
Oh, it sounds absolutely fun. Where did the idea come from?
So we make shows, as we said, and we make shows usually for early years children. So we know that young children don't just want to sit in the dark and watch a show. They want to get involved in the story and use all of their senses. So they can move in our shows, they can touch the set, they can go onto the stage and come off the stage. So we always kind of created these little like installations with our sets when the audience were within them.
Yeah.
So we had that kind of interactive element anyway, and then we also had stay and play in these experiences. And then we just thought, what happens if you take away the show, just as an idea? And it actually came about because we really want to create something in Hull like this long term. Like, this is our ambition as a company, is to have a play space in the city centre like what I'm describing. But then it just happened that through our theatre links, and we'd been toured across the country, really luckily, with our show Slime, that was developed with Hull Libraries initially. so we had some contacts, and I was having this conversation with a producer, and they were like, we love that. We love the idea of like letting the set do it, if that makes sense, rather than the actors. Yes. And then it's kind of grown from there. But the more we've learnt about play and child development and imagination, the more kind of passionate we've become about open-ended play and the need for these kind of experiences.
But it will do, I mean, it will do you good, won't it, as a whole theatre company, having that installation being shown and enjoyed by people in London, and hopefully that will help with getting it here.
Exactly, that's our plan. That's our like long-term plan, is that you've got that backing, it's the biggest art centre in the UK, so you're going, this is art, this is brilliant, this is high quality, let's do it here, investors and funders and all those things. That's our long-term goal with it. Yeah,
definitely. And not just going to the Southbank, but to Bradford City of Culture as well. So how is that more conversations with people you know?
Yes, it is kind of, I think, because people from working in it's in the north, isn't it? So it's all like the cultural people sort of thing. And I think the producer of Freedom Festival here, who we're associates of, went over to Bradford, so that was a nice little link. But we're so happy that we're doing it in the north as well, which is really cool. So it's a step closer, isn't it? But really excited about doing it in Bradford. We don't know where we're going to be doing that yet, but we're going to be transforming either a shopping unit or a empty office or mill or something into this play installation for 2 months at the end of the year.
But it's good, isn't it? Because, of course, at Hull, having been the city of culture, you can take it over and show Bradford.
Yeah, it's a nice link. Yeah, exactly. It's a nice link, isn't it? Yeah. And us knowing what that is, like we as artists know what a city of culture looks like and what it can mean to a city. So we're really, really happy to be part of that.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully lots of families enjoy it, whether it's in London or in Bradford. And I know you've worked with children from primary schools in this area, haven't you? Endyke Primary.
Yeah, they helped make it. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me about that. Yeah. So this has already happened. So we made it first in 2023 for 2 months. And then it got extended a month, and now the Southbank have brought it back for 5 months, and now it's going to Bradford. So it's a bit of a hit, but it all happened with, as you're saying, sessions. We did 9 play sessions with children in Endyke Primary, and as a result, a legacy of that, we still go into Endyke and do open-ended play once a term with families. So it's something we still sort of work with Endyke, which is ace. But we also we went to a shopping centre in Brandzone with Back to Hours and did some family play sessions, and all that research was so fundamental for us to start understand how to make this play installation and how it would actually work for families and how they would have a good time with it. So it would be nothing without the children that have helped make it, for sure.
Definitely. And I mean, I asked this question as if what you're doing isn't enough. Well, it absolutely is. But is there anything else that you're working on as a theatre company?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we've got another exciting project just starting next month at Goodwin, the Octagon Family Hub near Goodwin and Thornton Estate. We're going to do every Thursday at 10:30 to 11:30. We're doing creative play sessions. So taking these learnings that we've made from our theatre practice and from play installation work, we're sort of creating weekly creative sessions for 2 to 4 year olds in Hull, and that's. We've got 3 years funding for that, so hopefully it's going to go on and on and on. And it's really nice to be doing something in the city all the time. And then the other exciting thing we're doing is we've just finished a 6-month tour of a baby show called Counting Sheeps that was for 0 to 3 year olds that toured libraries, community centres, family hubs across Hull. So we did a first week of every month for 6 months, and we had thousands of families and children come see us, and as a result of that we're going back on tour around the UK in August for a few months, but hopefully we'll also do another week in Hull.
It's brilliant, it really is. I mean, obviously theatre means a lot to you. What made you want to concentrate on children and theatre?
It was an accident. I did a performance to them. Didn't I think I was just getting away? I kind of thought, this is a bit of the lesser in a way, because it's not serious adult theatre. And they're just the most incredible audience because they're so live and reactive, and they're the most engaged. They're not polite, and I mean that in the best way. They don't know the rules, so they don't. So you don't need rules, so you can experiment with what theatre can be. So I just think they're way more exciting. They're kind of like Shakespeare, back in the whenever it was in Shakespeare times, when the audience would get involved and they would shout and they'd be leery and they'd be part of the action, and then we've kind of become more and more strict and formalised and polite, and I think that's really boring. So it was an accident. I performed to them and I just thought, these are incredible. this energy, this thing, the way that they are in a space. And then it kind of went on from there. And then early years theatre is even more wild, because not only do they use their voice, they use their bodies, and they talk to each other, and they play with materials whilst watching. So it's a whole other beast. But yeah, there's nothing quite like performing for young children. I think it is the absolute best.
Well, long may it continue, and congratulations again for having the installation back at the Southbank Centre for those 5 months. Hopefully getting a more permanent one in Hull, where you're based, would be great, and good luck in Bradford as well. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks so much for having me. Thank you. Lovely to chat.
Lovely to chat and to meet Ruby Thompson from her theatre company, talking about Replay, a limitless recycled playground. It's on at the Southbank Centre in London now, runs until the 1st of June. So if you are heading that way, make sure you pay it